Here we will be writing the formulas for the following coordination compounds. Page number 244, 9.1 in-text exercise. It is tetraamine diaqua cobalt 3 chloride. Cobalt 3 chloride. Please be careful here. There should not be any space between the ligands, that you know. First write the central atom, cobalt. Tetraamine. This is tetraamine. There are 4 ammonia ligands. Diaqua. There are 2 water ligands. Diaqua. As they are polyatomic, you have to enclose it in parentheses. Cobalt 3 chloride. Definitely this is an anion. That is present outside the coordination sphere. Whether the coordination entity is charged or not, enclose it in square brackets. Cl3. So as each chloride ion carries a charge of -1 into 3 to balance the charge on the anion, we should keep 3 cations, a charge of 3 plus, not cations. To balance the charge on anions, we should keep a charge of 3 plus. Then what will be the oxidation state of cobalt now? X plus. It is a neutral ligand. 0 is the charge. 4 into 0 plus. It is also a neutral ligand. 2 into 0. That is equal to charge on the complex. That is 3. X is equal to 3. That is how you got that 3. The oxidation state of the cobalt is written in Roman numeral and enclosed it in parentheses. Cobalt 3 chloride. The anion is named as it is. Don't write trichloride. So by looking at the name, you can write the formula very easy, but we have to practice more and more. Potassium tetracyanide nickelate 2. The name itself is indicating that there is a negative charge on the complex, because the name of the metal is ending with 8. When the charge on the complex is negative, the name of the metal ends with suffix 8. Tetracyanide, nickelate. So nickel is the central metal atom. Nickel. Tetracyanide, Cn is the symbol of the ligand. Tetra, so 4 tetracyanide, enclose it in brackets, and there is a cation here. First, whether you first give name to the cation, but when you are writing the formula, first you concentrate on this. Tetracyanide nickelate, you write. Then 2 is saying the oxidation state of nickel is 2. So there should be 2 potassium atoms outside the coordination sphere. So each potassium ion carries a charge of +1. +1 into 2 +2. So what should be the charge on the complex? It should be -2. Then it should carry a charge of -2. Then what will be the oxidation state of nickel here? When calculating the oxidation state, along with potassium also you can calculate. But if there is a charge, also you can calculate. See here, nickel X plus, each cyanide ion carries a charge of -1 into 4 -4, that is equal to -2. X is equal to what? -2 plus 4. X is equal to 2. So that the oxidation state of nickel is here 2. Please remember here, you can calculate oxidation state without the charge on the complex also. Without the charge on the complex. You see here 2 plus, each potassium ion carries a charge of +1 into 2 plus, I want the oxidation state of nickel, X plus -1 into 4, -4, that is equal to 0. X is equal to what? X is equal to 4 minus 2. X is equal to what? 2. In this manner also you can find, as it is without the potassium, as you know, as each potassium ion carries a charge of +1, as they are counter ions, they are present outside the coordination sphere. To balance the charge on the cations, the charge on the cations is balanced by keeping a same number, the same number but with opposite sign. The charge on the cation is balanced by the charge on the anions. Okay, that I already said. So here no need to confuse. First write the symbol of the metal, then go for ligands. If ligands are 2 or more, list them in alphabetical order. If there is a ligand which in abbreviated form, then also you follow the alphabetical order. There should be no space between the ligands and the central metal atom in naming in the formula itself. In the formula itself, you can see actually in the name also it is written without any space. Tetraamine diaqua cobalt 3 chloride, potassium tetracyanidonicolate. So how do you know this potassium ion is present outside the coordination sphere? Always cation is named first. Cation is named first while naming the formula. From this you can come to know there is potassium ions outside the coordination sphere. And nickel oxidation state is what here? 2 it is. Nickel oxidation state is a 2. So nickelate, it is given in your textbook, nickelate 2. So this 8 tells us that there is a negative charge on the complex. How it got negative charge on the complex? Definitely there should be some cation. As it is a 2, so there should be 2 minus, definitely there should be 2 potassium ions outside the coordination sphere. These ions are called as what? Counter ions. Counter ions are ionizable ions. They are present outside the coordination sphere. Either it can be a cation or anion. Anything present outside the coordination sphere, either it is a cation or anion or any radical, they are ionizable. They are ionizable. They have to be written outside the coordination sphere. So while naming that anion or cation, you should not name them with number. You should not name them with number. There should be no change in its name. Chloride, potassium, don't write dipotassium, don't write trichloride, don't write trichloride. Okay? Now this tris ethane 1,2-diamine chromium 3 chloride. Tris ethane 1,2-diamine chromium 3 chloride. Be careful here. First write chromium. Symbol of chromium is a Cr. Ethane 1,2-diamine is abbreviated as what? En. Tris is saying the abbreviated form of the ligand is to be enclosed in parentheses and the number is to be written as a prefix. Tris means 3. Tris ethane 1,2-diamine. Chromium 3. Chromium 3 chloride. Chromium 3 chloride. So there should be 3 chloride ions outside the coordination sphere. Each carries a charge of -1. -1 into 3, -3. So definitely it should be +3. Definitely it should be +3. Then how will you find the oxidation state of chromium here? X plus. What is the charge of ethane 1,2-diamine? It is a neutral ligand. 3 into 0. 0. It is equal to +3. X is equal to 3. That is how you got chromium 3. So there should be 3 chloride ions outside the coordination sphere. That is Cl3. Each ion carries a charge of -1. -1 into 3, -3. The charge on the anion is balanced by the charge by writing the same number with opposite sign. With the opposite sign. With opposite sign. Understood this, please? So don't confuse here. There is nothing to confuse you. If you know how to write the name, formula will be very easy. Formula will be very easy to you. If you learn how to write the name, writing the formula will be very easy for you. So please remember. Here some more examples we will be discussing. These are not in page number 244. The remaining 3 examples I have discussed. The remaining page number 244, exercise 9.1. The remaining you have to do. Write the formulas for the following coordination compounds: potassium hexacyanoferrate 2. Ferrate. The name of the metal is ending with suffix A. It means it is a negatively charged complex. It is a negatively charged complex. How did the complex get negatively charged? Definitely there should be some cations outside the coordination sphere. To balance this charge on the cations is balanced by the charge on the anions. Potassium hexacyanoferrate. You see here. First let us write iron ferrate. Hexacyano. That means there are 6 cyanide ligands. Cn is the symbol of cyanide. Hexacyanoferrate. Iron hexacyano is written. Now the oxidation state of iron is here too. How it got to? That is our when you are writing the formula, you feel difficulty regarding this one. The remaining you can write. So enclose it, whether charged or not. Enclose this metal ion and ligands in square brackets. That is the coordination entity is enclosed in square brackets. Potassium is the cation, right? Potassium, but you don't know how many potassium. Hexacyanoferrate 2 is saying. Cyanide ion, the charge carried by cyanide ion is -1. Minus 1 into 6 is -6. So X plus -6. What should be the charge on the complex? What should be the charge on the complex so that iron will get an oxidation state of +2? What should be the charge on the complex? Definitely it should be 4 minus. Definitely it should be a charge of 4 minus. Why? Because if you want to, oxidation state of iron is given here as a 2. So if you want to, it should carry a charge of -4. How it is here? Then what should be the number of potassium atoms here? K4. So each potassium ion carries a charge of +1. +1 into 4, 4. The ionizable ions are written outside the coordination sphere. To balance this charge on the cations, same number with opposite charge is written on the complex. Opposite charge is written on the complex. So X plus -6 is equal to -4. X is equal to what? -4 plus 6. What is it? 2. That is how you got there. Iron, that is ferrate. As it is a negatively charged complex, the name of the metal is ending with suffix 8. The name of the metal is ending with suffix 8. And there are 4 potassium ion atoms outside the coordination sphere. K4FeCN6 is the formula for potassium hexacyanoferrate. Potassium hexacyanoferrate. Potassium hexacyanoferrate 3. Ferrate 3. Potassium hexacyanoferrate 3. Now, hexacyano, that you know, metal, iron is the metal. First write the symbol of the metal, then you write the ligands. As it enclose it in square brackets. What is the oxidation state of iron here? 3 it is. So what should be the charge on the complex? What should be the charge on the complex? Here each cyanide ion carries a charge of -1. There are 6 cyanide ions. It carries a charge of -6. So definitely there should be a charge on. What should be the charge on the complex? It should be 3 minus. And there is a potassium ion outside the coordination sphere. So if it is 3 minus, definitely it should be 3 potassium ions. Definitely there should be 3 potassium ions. Each potassium ion carries a charge of +1 into 3. +3 to balance the charge on the cations. We write the same number with opposite sign. So here you can find the charge on the that is the oxidation state of the central metal atom, that is iron here. X plus the sum of oxidation states is equal to the charge on the complex. X plus minus 1 into 6, minus 6, that is equal to minus 3. X is equal to minus 3 plus 6, that is equal to 3. That is how you got 3 here. As it is a negatively charged complex, the name of the metal ends with suffix 8. The name of the metal ends with suffix 8. So what is the formula of this potassium hexoxide of ferrate? K3FeCN6. K3FeCN6. So this is the ultimately this will be the formula. This will be the formula to calculate to know the formula accurately. If you write charge on the complex while writing the formula, there is no problem. But ultimately, when you write the molecular formula of the compound, you need not keep charge on the complex. Why I am keeping the charge on the complex? In order to make you understand how the iron got, how the oxidation state of central metal atom has got 2 in the first case and 3 in the second case. In order to make you understand, I have kept charge on the complex. So while writing the answer, you need not teach. If you know directly, you can write it like this. You can write it. But whenever you confuse, this is the best method. This is the best method, as I did earlier. Potassium trioxaletochromate. Chromate. The name of the metal is ending with suffix 8. So write chromium. Central metal atom is chromium. Trioxaleto. This is the formula. This is the symbol. This is the how you represent oxalate ion. Oxalate ion carries a charge of -2. See here. C double bond O. C double bond O. O minus, O minus. So this is the C2O4. C2, 1, 2, 3, 4. 2 minus. You need not write charge when in writing the ligand. Whenever you are writing the symbol of ligands or representing a ligand, you need not write charge, but remember the charge so that it will help you to calculate the oxidation state of central metal atom. Trioxalator is said. Trioxalator means C2O4 taken thrice. Trioxalator. Chromate 3. So 3 in the sense what? 3 in the sense what? So what should be the charge on the complex here? So that the oxidation state of chromium is 3 here. So here it should be. What should be the charge on the complex? Please say here. It should be -3. It should be -3 because oxalate ion carries a charge of -2. X plus -2 into 3 minus 6, that is equal to -3. X is equal to -3 plus 6, that is equal to 3. So 3 is the oxidation state of chromate. But how it got 3 minus, or how it got 3 minus here? Definitely there should be 3 potassium ions outside the coordination sphere. That's why potassium trioxaletochromate. When writing the formula, you need not keep charge on there is no need to write charge on the complex. In order to make you understand how you got oxidation state of chromium 3, that's why I have kept the charge on the complex. That's why ultimately you do this and arrive at the correct formula of a compound. Please, there is nothing to confuse here. More and more you read and read. Please keep textbook in front of you. Practice and practice. I will be giving you some homework in this session. See, name this compound potassium. So this is cation. This is a cation. Always cation is named first. That is written outside the coordination sphere. If you see here, if there is an anion, that is named at the end. That is named at the end of its name. End of the name of a compound. Please see here. Potassium dichloride. potassium dichlorido dioxalato, you see here, potassium dichlorido dioxalato cobaltate 3. So the name of the metal is ending with suffix ate, so it is a negatively charged complex. If it is a negatively charged complex, definitely there should be a cation. The charge on the cation is balanced by the keeping the same charge with opposite sign. See here, dichlorido dioxalato cobaltate 3. What will be the formula? First we will keep cobalt. Dichlorido means Cl2. Dioxalato, we can write it like this. You can write oxalato in either in abbreviated form, or you can write it like this also. C2O4, enclosed in brackets. Dioxalato is write it like this. C2O4 2 dioxalato cobaltate 3. Enclosed, first enclosed it in square brackets. So that it will help us to calculate the oxidation state of cobalt as 3. What is the charge carried by each chloride ion here? -1. What is the charge carried by oxide ion? -2. So x plus -1 into -2 plus -2 into 2 -4. So what should be the charge on this complex here? What should be the charge on the complex? Here it should be definitely 3 minus. Then we can get the oxidation state of cobalt as 3. You see here, x plus -1 into 2 -2 plus -2 into 2 -4, that is equal to -3. So x minus 6 is equal to -3. X is equal to -3 plus 6. X is equal to 3. X is equal to what? 3. So the oxidation state of cobalt is 3. So how this got 3 minus? So definitely there should be 3 potassium ions, 3 potassium atoms outside the coordination sphere, that is a K3. So ultimately when you are writing the molecular formula, or when you are writing the formula of a compound, you need not keep charge on the complex. There is no need to keep charge on the complex. So to make you understand how to write the formula of a compound, I will be writing some charges on the ligands in order to calculate the oxidation state of the metal. That will help you to write the formula of a quad. We will be writing some more formulas. Pentacarbonyl iron 0. Pentacarbonyl, you know, CO is the ligand. It is named as carbon monoxide is the ligand. It is named as carbonyl. Pentacarbonyl. There are 5 ligands of CO. So enclosed in square brackets. Iron 0. Oxidation state of iron is 0 here because it is a neutral ligand. X plus 5 into 0, that is equal to sum of oxidation states is equal to the charge on the complex. If there is no charge, keep it 0. X is equal to 0. So oxidation state of iron is here 0. That's why the formula is FeCO5. FeCO enclose the ligand in parenthesis. 5 ligands of CO. Pentacarbonyl iron 0. Nickel tetracarbonyl 0. Nickel tetracarbonyl. This is the formula of this complex. Nickel tetracarbonyl 0. That's all. So how the oxidation state of nickel is 0? X plus the charge on carbon monoxide is a neutral ligand. So 0 4 into 0. That is equal to sum of oxidation is equal to the charge on the complex. If there is no charge, just keep 0. X plus 4 into 0, x is equal to 0. So the oxidation state of nickel in this complex is 0. So here there is nothing to confuse by you. I will be discussing in the next lecture, that is our 7th lecture. I will be discussing coordination compounds from 1, 2, 3, 4. I will be making in a single video that will help you to make, that will help you for better understanding or in a simple and precise manner. But you have to watch these videos 1, 2, 3, 4. Then only you can listen to part 7 very easily. Without understanding, thinking that this is very difficult, makes no sense. So first you listen to videos carefully, take down the notes. Then part 7 will be very easier to you. So please take a screenshot. We will be continuing our lectures.